Warren Sharp, who puts out a comprehensive guide to every football season each summer, ranked each positional group, and here's where he has the Patriots ranked in each major area. Quarterbacks, just 21st. Receivers and tight ends, just about dead last in the league. Running backs, bottom third. Offensive line, towards the bottom of the league. Front seven, bottom third. Secondary, right in the middle. Head coach, right in the middle. But that doesn't stop people around here from thinking the Pats could be a playoff team. That journey begins again. Did I mention 2 weeks from today when the Patriots will hold their first practice of training camp? All right, Andrew, given the talent level on the team, are we getting ahead of ourselves with this squad?
Yeah, I think it depends who you talk to. Folks on the other station think they're ticketed for 10, 11 wins, and that's fine to me. I look and I think 8, 9 is about fine because at that point, you're twice as good as you were a year ago. And the simplest way to improve as a football team is do exactly what the Patriots did. Improve a head coach, improve a quarterback with Drake May, and improve an offensive coordinator, but you still have question marks at the spots down below, pass protection, pass catcher, everything else that's involved. So look, you're a 4-win team. I think you'll be an 8, 9-win team. That's where they should be.
Okay, so they're much better than last year.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, the top-level talent, again, the quarterback is the biggest part of this. We're not talking about Jacoby Brissett talking to KJ Osborne, who 2 months later, as we all remember, so get me out of here and doing this on national television. Like, this is a different team. It might not be Stephon Diggs, but it could be Pop Douglas, and you've got Hunter Henry, all the guys, even the rookies you feel better about this year. So, yeah, twice as good at least.
Okay, so I think I'm on the high side with this team, and here's why. Show me the schedule. I think the schedule is huge. It's a huge factor. This is a true last place schedule, Andrew, and it's, the league used to weight the schedules even worse. It used to be even more weighted towards first and last place, but this to me feels like old school last place schedule. 12 games against non-playoff teams, games only 5 against the playoff teams, teams with 12 plus losses, 8. I think that home slate is pure cake. I think the opposing quarterbacks are cake. And so it's like, to me, it comes down to this. The quarterback's good, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the quarterback's good. I think the coach is absolutely at least adequate, if not better than that. I'm just trying to be, conservative, but competent. You have a competent head coach. You have a good quarterback, and you've got an easy-ass schedule, especially at home. That home slate is easy. You got to be a playoff team. You have to be a playoff contending team, is what I mean.
Yeah.
And I've been saying this, and I'll repeat it. If they're not at least in range of a playoff berth in weeks 17 and 18, something went horribly wrong. They effed it up again. They effed up the draft. They effed up something, because this should be a playoff contending team.
Well, horribly wrong could be, Drake May blows out his ACL, right?
Well, yeah,
or his Achilles, because that's going on. Right. So I'm saying that's a factor.
I'm saying if they're not in it in weeks 17 and 18, then May is not the guy that we think he is, or they screwed up this personnel. That's what I'm saying.
They might have screwed up the personnel anyway, because as much as we get high on the fumes of Warren Sharp, who does the scheduling every single year and tells you, the projected win totals by Vegas and how much rest you're going to have versus your opponents, that's all well and good. He had the Patriots with the second toughest schedule a year ago, and then it flipped to the 12th most difficult. And to me, that's a big difference a year ago. So I love how the schedule looks now. But, Mike, I look at games like the Raiders in week 1, Pittsburgh in week 3, Buffalo in week 5. The first 2 are coin flips. And the Bills on the road is going to be difficult. So even if you're on the high side like you want Buffalo early, right? Before they settle in, Josh Allen knows what he's doing. The defense gets settled. I could see this team being 5-0. I could also see them 0-5, because that's the league that we love. That's the league that we watch and obsess over and go every single game down to 2 or 3 plays could go either way. And I see that right away.
I don't see either of those.
Really?
Yeah. I see them splitting a lot of the games where we think they're going to win. I see them getting a couple of surprises and being plus or minus a couple games around 500, which puts them in playoff contention. That's what I expect. 5-0 and 0-5, I do not see either in the cards, not even close. Meanwhile, Stephon Diggs posted a video on YouTube, and this quote on Josh McDaniels' offense was a part of it. I found this interesting. He said, "I'm studying, but it's really the route concepts," he says. Like, basically, if you hear a word, you need to be able to know the word immediately, know the concept. So really, I'm just working on my memorization. I don't need to know exactly just what I got. I need to know what somebody else to the left or right of me has got. So what everybody got around me, how I'm going to get open or how I'm going to get somebody else open. You know what I'm saying? In between 2 to 3 seconds, when you break the huddle, I'm looking at the contour of the defense. And it's not just when you break the huddle. It's not just when you get to the line. It's, in Josh McDaniels' offense, it's post-snap.
Yes.
It's what you see as the quarterback's going back. You have to read and see what the quarterback sees. So this was a long-standing criticism of Josh McDaniels' offense, even when Tom Brady was here and you were scoring 1 million points and winning. New receivers had a hard time adjusting to this offense, especially as Brady got advanced in it, because it asks so much of the receivers and the quarterbacks to be on the same page. And there was a long list, Andrew, even before you started covering the team, of veteran receivers that came in here and just couldn't get it. So
Chad Ochocinco, Reggie Wayne retired because the offense was too complex.
Right. So, I mean, that's one of them. You can go all the way back to Donald Hayes in the 2002. It's been,
J.J. Stokes.
It's been a long run of these guys, Andrew. So, this is when I hear that from Steph Diggs, it's like I got to remember all these words. I got to know what everybody else is doing. Not every offense asks the receivers to do that. This is another concern, the fit of Josh McDaniels' offense.
Yeah, I need to see and evolve Josh McDaniels this year. That's what this boils down to. I don't want 2021 Josh McDaniels in that big system that basically collapsed under the weight of its own complexity. Stephon Diggs, though, I got a bone to pick with because the last time we got to chat with him as reporters down there in Foxborough, we were asking him, hey, you played in Brian Daboll's offense. Brian Daboll started here in New England, teaches a very similar offense in Buffalo. Do you see similarities? 100%. A lot of similarities. Some terminology is different because that's life in the NFL. I don't know what the story is because he also had a different answer at his introductory press conference in March. We could do the Cardi B thing, which is what we talked about last time I was on the show. But the bottom line is the way the Patriots teach their offense, whether it's complex or not, is different from a lot of systems. He's right. You don't just need to know the route that you're running. You have to know the whole concept. So in case something goes wrong, you know where everyone else is around you. Some players can handle it and others can't, and often those are the young guys.
Do we think Steph Diggs can handle? No, I've just started by saying the veterans have had veterans who've been in other systems.
Well, select veterans. I mean, there's a guy, Kendrick Bourne, who played in this offense in 2021 and had his best year ever and has played in a bunch of systems, including the 49ers with Shanahan, which is one example. But
and Greg Bedard, I know you do it too. I don't know if you agree or not, but Greg Bedard looks at the film and says,
look at it every week, every play.
From the day Kendrick Bourne got here to today, he never lines up in the right place. He's never where he needs to be. They're always adjusting, always trying to get him set because he can't figure out where to line up.
Okay.
So has Bourne ever really gotten it?
A grotesque exaggeration by Greg. Love Greg. That's not true. You could say it probably 2% of the time, which I will say is way higher than you want it to be. But the bottom line is the issue for them is Kendrick Bourne has been the guy that we've had to talk about because he's not good enough to be a number one or a number two. Steph Diggs is now here. You hope he's healthy enough. I do think Steph Diggs, because he's been in the league for 10 years and played in a facsimile of this offense, will be able to handle it. And also Pop Douglas, who ideally, fingers crossed, is your number two because he played in Bill O'Brien's offense, which was another cousin of what McDaniels is going to be running this year.
Okay, keep an eye on it. If they don't know where they're going, if it doesn't look right, you can...
Greg was right, I was wrong.
Point back. Well, no, not just that. I'm talking about the overall offense in general. It's complicated. A lot of players have had a hard time with it. We'll see what the entire group looks like as we get going.